Hello and welcome to our lunchtime news. It is a weekly roundup where we bring you activities and top stories of the week. It is the 16th day of October 2022 and here I am. My name is Sandra Kahunde, coming to you live from Broadcast House, Nile Avenue. Now, starting off this newscast, a look at the activities regarding the head of state as far as the week did, activities regarding the week did take place. Now, we see the president of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, announcing a 3 weeks lockdown for Mubende and Kasanda districts as a mitigation measure against Ebola virus disease infection rate that it spread. A movement of persons out and in each of the 2 districts is now forbidden. People are required to stay within or around their compounds. Public transport within the 2 districts is also not allowed. However, cargo vehicles, medical, security, and for government services allowed to move within but not out. Transit vehicles, on the other hand, public and private vehicles can move through the 2 districts with a police clearance. The vehicles should drive through the districts without stopping. Cargo trucks will be allowed to move, but operators will not be allowed to sleep in the 2 districts. Whoever sleeps in Mubende or Kasanda will not be allowed out for another 21 days. Truck drivers in Mubende and Kasanda, they're also not allowed to drive their trucks. Also closed are the markets, places of worship, entertainment places and bars in Kasanda and Mubende districts.
So, this movement and the seat has not changed, and the risk of spreading Ebola to other parts of the country remains very high. Ebola, as of now, as you know, is highly infectious and deadly if you, through the other methods that we have talked about. It greatly affects the economy and tourism industry. If not adequately controlled, Ebola may spread beyond Uganda. Ebola cases have continued to increase in the communities of Mubende and Kasanda district. You have heard about the 3 individuals that escaped from Mubende and came to Kampala. These ones were Twagirayezu, his wife Umutoni, and another person from Kasanda. Those escaped from there and came to Kampala. There is also a lot of movement of people into Mbende and Kasanda because of the following reasons. Mining purposes. Mining purposes. Ebirombe. Ebirombe bya zabu. Family relationships, abagenda kukyala nkibya kifu kya mutumu abanyankole balina olugamba nti kifu kya mutuma ngwenju yasya atumunyarira embyami waliwo omuntu eyali talengera bamugamba nti omuliro gukutte ennyumba ye n'abagamba nti mutegeke obuliri neebake bakugambye nti omuliro gukutte ennyumba ate gwe oyagala kwebaka. Abanyankole obagiramu olugero olugamba nti kifu kya mutuma, the stupid one. The Banyankole thought Mutuma was the thinking part. They didn't know it was a mere pump. Abanyankole barowoozanga nti ebirowoozo bibeera mu mutima. Bali tebamanyi nti ebirowoozo bibeera mu bwongo, nti omutima pump yokka. Taken by the people from Madudu. from the other village, one village, Kagadi and Bunyangabu. Given the gravity of the problem and to prevent further spread and protect lives and livelihoods, government, after careful study, is taking extra measures that require action from all of us. All these measures shall start with immediate effect and will last 21 days, because the incubation period for Ebola is up to 21 days. I now, therefore, but before I come to this, I don't know why my daughter Acheng didn't put it in the statement here, because I'm reading what they prepared for me. Nange ninyongeramu ebyange. I also put some munyo. Nange ninyongeramu munyo. Naye byensoma kati byonna muwala wange byandagira Acheng. But what she did not put here was that some of these people went up to Budaka. She told me on the phone. You can imagine, they are saying that this is a big problem, Chibuku. But one of them went to Budaka to...
Chibuku.
Huh?
Chibuku.
The same, those are all Bagweri. You can't know which, no big difference. Acheng doesn't know Bagweri, he thinks that when I say Chibuku and the other one, Budaka, they are all, I would have Mbamba Mazi Bona Bagweri. So these people went up to those to Bagweri area, to I don't know what, to bury somebody or something. Imagine, and that fellow, was it a couple who traveled? They traveled in a taxi with 13 other people. So, but now they were so now. I'm struggling to find out 13 people. Who are they? Because there's no record. People don't register. Taxis are not like airline, where you record your name and you. So you can see how reckless. And when they go there, then they got sick. Then one of them has died or what?
Your Excellency, by the time they traveled, the wife was already sick.
Mm-hmm.
She had fever, she had headache, and she was generally weak. They buried and came back. Upon returning to Mubende,
Right.
Yes, Excellency. Yeah. The husband and the child are still in isolation. They are still sick. They tested positive also.
They are still being
in
treated.
Isolation, being treated.
Now you can imagine. These 3 people go all the way against our appeal, against my appeal, from Mubende all the way to Chibuku, to bury. Then when they are going, one of them is already sick. Then when they come back, the woman dies. The woman is the one who died?
Yes, Excellency, the woman.
The woman dies. And the other 2 are now sick. But imagine, the taxi they traveled in, they say there were 13 people there. Nobody knows who they were. Then they go there to the Bagweri, and they were interacting with all those Bagweris there. So you can see the recklessness of some of these people. Now, therefore, I now direct as follows. Number 1, movements into and out of Mubende and the Kasanda districts is prohibited.
Now, in other activities, the Ministry of Health this week announced that it is set to receive Oxford and Sabin vaccines for the Ebola Sudan virus from UK and the USA respectively. The Minister for Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, said this at an emergency ministerial meeting on preparedness and response on Ebola disease by African countries.
At the time of Ebola Sudan virus disease outbreak in Uganda, Ministry of Health did not have vaccines for this particular strain. However, the ministry will soon receive Oxford and Sabini vaccines that will be used in the affected districts.
We are expecting about 171 doses of the Oxford vaccine and about 300 doses of the Sabin vaccine. As you see, these are small quantities. More quantities will come in November, and in November we are looking at 40,000 doses, 70,000 doses. Those are much more. That is why I'm emphasizing that for now we have to focus on community strength.
While opening the emergency ministerial meeting on preparedness and response to Ebola virus disease outbreak, Prime Minister Robin Nabanja emphasizes prevention in the fight against Ebola virus disease.
We are utilizing all parts of government to strengthen this response by deploying a whole of government approach to build on the capacity that we have across ministries, departments, and agencies.
Neighboring countries are now on high alert after Ebola virus disease outbreak in Uganda.
We are working closely with the surrounding countries to improve surveillance at the ports of entry. We are working very closely with the government of Uganda to ensure that the areas where someone has been identified as having Ebola are well secured with information. Because when the public has good information, then they will behave.
About 99% of vaccines are imported in Africa, thus a call to build capacity to manufacture vaccines by African countries.
By 2040, Africa should manufacture 60% of the vaccines that we use here on the continent. So it is a very big target, but we know we can be able to reach it.
The minister says more research is done to ascertain how long the vaccines are able to protect one from contracting the virus. Ebola is often fatal, but vaccines and treatments are now available for hemorrhagic fever, which is transmitted to humans by infected animals. The first cases were reported in Mubende districts before the epidemic spread to neighboring districts of Kasanda, Chegegwa and Kagadi. Human transmission is through bodily fluids, and the main symptoms are fever, vomiting, bleeding and diarrhea. Infected individuals do not become contagious until after with an incubation period of 2 to 21 days. 5 affected districts have seen 54 cumulative confirmed cases with 19 deaths and 20 recoveries. Marian Womcha, UBC News.
One of the proprietors of BLQ online betting company was this week arrested in connection with allegations of a financial scam. This comes at a time when there has been a public outcry that a BLQ had fraudulently stolen money from subscribers and closed shop.
Ugandans have been conned millions of shillings via an investment online betting company called BLQ, whose offices have been opened for services along Salama Road, Machindi in Kampala. The offices are currently closed and the phone numbers are disconnected from all telecommunication networks.
I'm here at Salama Road in BLQ office. You can come and visit at any time. We are here.
The number you are calling is currently disconnected because it's not validated. Thank you.
We have gone through various platforms to monitor the grievances of locals, and it is such a catastrophe as many have used their tuition, sold land to invest in the prawn scheme.
Natunda ttaka lyange nenyingira Piero Chumanga mamutu tunda kyolina niba nange mazima ddala kiki kye mutukoze wowe eyanyingiza aveeyo.
There is no gaming company here that is going to apparently make you rich like some people have been claiming.
At the moment, downloading and installing the application for BLQ is possible but not accessible.
Nawo olimba kuba buli omu agambye ate buli omu ageza connectinga tekakola. Mukama Katonda enda kukola ntya bannange.
The government has effectively closed the operations of this Ponzi scheme.
Several faces are attached to the marketing of this company, and government confirms that some culprits have been arrested.
It's a one-director company owned by someone called Oworu Mary.
Hi, my name is Nelson Senkatika, striker for the Uganda Cranes. Take advantage of our benefits and join BLQ Sports today. Bet with BLQ Sports.
The National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board has flagged BLQ as an illegal online betting sports company. But the question is as to why, despite all the advertising, the Gaming Board was silent until people lost over 500 million Uganda shillings. Surprisingly, BLQ was registered by the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, and the Gaming Board claims that their operations were illegal.
As far as gaming or betting is concerned, this striker was indeed advertising for an illegal company, and definitely there was no due diligence done to take on a striker of that nature.
BLQ Football Online Investment started operating in July this year, and government knew about their operations.
And we have been following. We could not come to address the general public before we arrived at the conclusion.
We are told the company was practicing reverse betting.
It's not one of those games we have approved or a form of betting we have approved currently, but reverse betting basically, it's an activity where a company predicts an outcome, unlike the normal betting where a company will give odds.
To counter such fraudsters, government by December will have put in place the National Central Electronic Monitoring System to monitor all forms of betting.
But this online monitoring solution is for licensed companies. For those that offer gaming activities online and are unlicensed, we have a team that basically checks the internet on the sites that are offering registration to Ugandans.
Whereas investigations are ongoing, the monies lost might not be recovered since BLQ had not paid security fees as required by law.
And that money is for purposes of paying players who have staked, won, and have not been paid.
Other companies currently under investigation include Crown Football, UG Football, and eCairo, and the public is advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed and illegal companies. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Kampala.
Government has watered down the move by National Unity Platform President Robert Chagulanyi to mobilize funds to rescue Ugandans purportedly stuck in United Dubai Arab Emirates. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development,